model with beautiful virgin hair products. The best real hair guaranteed with Pape and Camille Beauty Hair. Pape and Camille Beauty Hair products. 4-pack Brazilian Plus closure for £90. Special offer, Brazilian hair, 8 inches for £10, 10 inches for £12, 12 inches for £15. Lace wig frontal, 10 inches starts from just £55. Find these and other great deals with 100% guaranteed human hair at the Pape and Camille store in Brixton. Hop into our Brixton store today or go online with free next day delivery at pchairlimited.com. With Pape and Camille, you have the freedom to be really gorgeous.
Once again, it's Rose on All Sides. Thanks for joining me. With the power and accessibility of wigs and weaves, going short this summer could be easier. You cannot imagine. That's what I have on. I talked to you about this weave last week, about Papil and Camille all the way in Mongolia. They are back with their styles for the summer. That is what I'm wearing. They have 15 different styles of this. It's so easy to put on. Though it's changed my face a bit, and the moment I put this on, my baby saw it and he was like, "No, mommy, wear the long weave." And I was wondering what my friends think about it. They were like, "Okay, Rose, we're used to seeing you with the long hair, but this is kind of nice." And I kind of realized some men actually like short hair on women, because we ladies usually think men like, the mane, full like Beyonce. But this summer is really going to be hot, and of course you just need something like this. You just pull it on, like, so easy. And look at me, can I? You can imagine if I take off my wig in front of national television. It's going to be alarming. But this is it. It's nice. It's fine. It's about £95, but there's an incredible discount you cannot imagine. Just go to Papil and Camille. And of course, you give them the code ROSE210 and you would have 50% off. As a matter of fact, if you go to Brixton's 22A, Electric Avenue and Brixton, and you just go to Papil and Camille and give them that code, and then you get 50% discount. That's one. And secondly, I told you, we know usually as it's associated with the African community, during summer there are like several events, and us here from Rose on All Sides, you could give us a phone call and we can come and cover your event, package it and put it on. Whatever events you're having, weddings, birthday, conferences, awards, political debates, whatever the political debates will be on. We actually did a number of that during the election, yeah. But seminars, anything you're doing, we would love to come there and cover it. And of course, giving your event the class it deserves. And a fantastic compare. That's me, Rose. We'll give your event the class it deserves. And there was something that I happened to stumble upon during the week. It's about talking positively about your country. And someone said that Nigerians were always so quick to criticize ourselves. We understand that the state of the country might not be what we want it to be, but when you're out there, talk about Nigeria with a lot of zeal, a lot of passion, enthusiasm. Be happy it's your country. There's nowhere else you can call home. And a lot of Nigerians who are doing so well around the world, we need to keep giving them thumbs up. And of course, I must let you know that the APC United Kingdom are having a banquet in celebration of the victory of the party at the presidential level on the 4th of May 2019. It's going to be somewhere in East London. Of course, the APC UK, they're celebrating the presidential, the APC UK Presidential Campaign Committee is having a victory dinner, and they will be having special guest of honor, His Excellency Chibuke Rotimi Amechi, that's the Minister for Transportation, and His Excellency Boss Mustafa. That's the secretary to the government. So like I said before, the date is the 4th of May, 2019. It's going to be embarking. That's IG117DR. So time is 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. No African time, please. And this is courtesy. This announcement is sponsored by Honorable Adewale Felix Ajayi, who is a member of the Special Advisory Committee of the APC United Kingdom Presidential Campaign Committee. So you have it there. An APC UK Victory Dinner will be happening on the 4th of May. Something else I would like to point out again. They say in Christendom, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. You remember Stephanie Idalo, the girl who had a recording of Little Success? The little girl who couldn't pay a certain fees in school, and then she was sent home. So she met her on the way, had a recording with her, and it went viral. Okay, Stephanie came out to say the parents of Success could have given her something, you know, and a lot of people frowned at it. Terrible things were said about her. But, you know, for just speaking out, because if it wasn't for her, actually, who would know Success existed? And all the contributions people have made towards Success. And, of course, she has become a brand, as a matter of fact. I mean, look at her in the denim jeans, looking so good. She's actually doing advertising there for some fashion house. So, anyway, Stephanie spoke out. And at the end of the day, this is what Stephanie has got. The church, from our church, I don't know if it's our church, but there's this Pastor Jeremiah, is a prophet Jeremiah, who gave that to her. He gave her a car and gave her about $2 million, and then his wife also came. Also called her and presented her with another 1 million naira. The third week in the row, Stephanie, she's just collecting gifts for just recording that little girl. And of course, a lot of people realize that there are a lot of children like Success in Nigeria, and we just have to reach out and help them. It's about their education, their future, and we owe it to them. We must educate them, put them in an environment, support them. That is very necessary. It's what we should do. But then there are other people who are actually also saying that because of the success, which Success have encountered now, she should not be distracted in terms of school. You know, there's another message which actually gone viral. Success is now getting an endorsement. You know, she's taking pictures, and of course, there's this local government chairman who actually took Success to a beer parlor, like around 7 or 8 p.m. And a lot of people are like, why would he do that? Would he do that to his own kid? Everyone wants to associate with Success, which is good. She's a success story. But not take her to a beer parlor. Which local government chairman would actually do something like that? It's actually gross irresponsibility. Success should be made to face her education. Of course, she will get endorsement deals. She will want to sign autographs, travel around. Even Disney can call her to come take a role in some movie of theirs. But Success needs to face her education because, of course, like we know, that is what actually brought her out in the first place. But she must be made to face her education. That's an aside. I stumbled upon another video during the week, and it was the video of DCP, that's the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Disu. He was doing something remarkable, and like I've heard, he's doing a whole lot of great things in the Nigerian police force. He's the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Lagos State, and he was briefing other police officers about, being trigger happy and then shooting sporadically and killing innocent citizens. Let us hear him.
I'm sure you feel ashamed to put on your uniform and move around town. I'm sure you feel bad about it. And don't forget that these arms we are carrying around was purchased for us with the money gotten from members of the community. They are paying us to protect members of the public. So make we come carry that same gun, they kill members of the public. where we're supposed to protect. They can never be happy with us. Very few of us will spoil the name of the police. For God's sake, why carry gun, cock gun, for where many people dey? Maybe we don't forget that thing when they teach us for academy now, or when they teach us for police college. And I don't forget, then talk say it is better to allow armed robber to escape than to kill what? Thank you. It is better to allow even armed robber to escape than to kill one innocent person. And I don't forget, you can guess what I'm here for this morning. I'm here to discuss the issue of police killing that is going on in town. I'm sure nobody is happy about it here. I'm sure you feel ashamed to put on your uniform and move around town. I'm sure you feel bad about it. And don't forget that these arms we are carrying around was purchased for us with the money gotten from members of the community. You know, they are paying us to protect members of the public. So make we come carry that same gun, they kill members of the public, where we're supposed to protect. They can never be happy with us. Very few of us will spoil the name of the police. For God's sake, why carry gun, cock gun, for where many people dey? Maybe we don't forget that thing when they teach us for academy now, or when they teach us for police college. And I don't forget, then talk say it is better to allow armed robber to escape than to kill what? Thank you. It is better to allow even armed robber to escape than to kill one innocent person. And I don't forget, you can guess what I'm here for this morning. I'm here to discuss the issue of police killing that is going on in town. I'm sure nobody is happy about it here. I'm sure you feel ashamed to put on your uniform and move around town. I'm sure you feel bad about it.
Okay, so that is the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Disu, briefing fellow police officers about killing of innocent citizens in Nigeria, especially in Lagos State. It should stop, and I just hope they would, have continuous briefings like that on how to relate to the citizens. They say police is your friend. They are your friends, not your killers. Of course, we do know that. Okay, there's a book titled Legend of Burantari that is it's actually a work of fiction. It is written by Dr. Abubakar Muhammad Sani, and it is to immortalize the life of General T.Y. Burantari, who is the Chief of Army Staff. So the book will be presented to Nigerian youths on the 4th of May. And this is actually to encourage them to study hard and believing in themselves. Okay, and let's talk about what's been making rounds in the papers. The former major candidates, and that's of the APC and the PDP, there's been a trade of words. The election is it's over. You expect that both teams would work together, but of course there are aggrieved cases. The candidate of the PDP, who came second, believes he's been rigged out of the election and is going to court, but there have been words flying all around who is capable of contesting for the election and who is not constitutionally qualified or not. And I think all of this, there's too much confusion out there, and as Nigerians, I don't think we're really happy about it. I have with me in the studio a member of the APC and the PDP. From the PDP is a gentleman, Baba Shola Kuti, who's a political he is a political commentator, of course, and a former governorship aspirant in Lagos State. And beside him is Honorable Adewale Felix Ajayi, who is a member Special Advisory Committee of the APC UK Presidential Campaign Committee. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Let us talk about this. After the election, what do we expect? Okay, we're going to have the inauguration. The other parties were going to like congratulate the president. I mean, in a saner climb, this is what we expect to happen because we run a democracy. But why is the PDP candidate aggrieved and going to court?
Well, yeah, you said so. In a Senate climb, you have, or Senate climbs, you have obviously a congratulatory message after an election.
Yes.
But Nigeria is not that thing yet. We had an election that was marred by irregularities. I think has been described by most people as one of the worst elections in our history, recent history. The PDP candidates are definitely unhappy with the conduct of the elections. And obviously, it's his constitutional right to go to court. I mean, that's the legal thing to do and the lawful thing as well. So it is within his right to go to the court and ask that the situations that he's not happy with be reversed.
His Excellency, the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, he has a certain distrust as regards to INEC.
Yes, and he's right too. Before the election, he had raised certain allegations against INEC in terms of preparation. The whole world saw INEC start and stop an election, at 3 a.m. in the morning of the day of the election. The whole world saw the mayhem that went on in the elections. We saw the violence. We saw people being killed. So he has a reason. Like I always say, it isn't about Atiku Abubakar. This is about the voters, the ordinary voters who went out to cast their votes. Their votes did not count. And unfortunately, most Nigerians are powerless to speak for themselves. So it is good that the candidate is actually challenging the results. And I've said to people that what I find most interesting is that even if the court, and I doubt this, will say you didn't win the election, Buhari still won, it will allow us to x-ray this election and for INEC to also look at areas where they can improve. So it's a win-win for Nigeria.
Okay.
Well,
may I have your contribution?
Thanks for having me, Rose. Nigeria, as a country, we as a people, whenever we go in for an election and it's not in our favor, we always make cry foul. You will know, PDP won election in Oyo State, where we have APC. It wasn't rigged. PDP won election in Rivers. PDP won election in Adamawa. PDP won election in most places.
This is about the governorship
election. Now, what happened is, everybody goes out to vote. Someone will tell you, our vote does not count, we are rigged. Before you cast your vote, you present your card, you are being accredited. Every party have their own agent there then. At the end of the day, result comes out, somebody will win. But like he said, it is right to go to court and challenge the results, come up with fact and figure. But where we are shocked, INEC did not transmit election results via their website or internet. But PDP come out to say they have been able to see INEC database that prove that PDP won. We are waiting for PDP to go to court and upturn the result of the election.
Okay, talking about all the requirements according to the Constitution to allow someone vie for the office of the presidency, who is more qualified?
The minimum qualification to assume into any position in Nigeria is SCUSAT. That SCUSAT is just ordinary attempt. You don't need to pass. You don't need to have first class, second class, or 4A, 3A. It's for you to say you have minimum qualification of SCUSAT. And what the president was saying that is more qualified. You see, like, once you've been to a military and you go to military school, those qualifications that you have is like you going to university. You pass through NDA with the rigorous training, whatever you have been taught is an equivalent. Even in this part of the world, there are some courses that you do, MVQ, all those. By the time you put everything together, they will say, oh, okay, you have attained this. Now, going back to what the president said that is more qualified, yes, of course. He was a former military head of state, and we knew his performance. He has been a minister. He had held so many positions. Now, going back to Atiku, Atiku was governorship candidate of PDP. He was in customs with my dad. coming from customs background, he started his own business and became vice president. Now, Buhari has become head of state as a military dictator. He has held position as a chairman of a petroleum trust fund. He has been a minister under Obasanjo. He had been a president of a nation for over 3 years. So when you look at the two resumes, you will see that Buhari is far, far, far more qualified. That you see, but I am not even looking at paper qualification because Nigeria will believe in paper qualification. I believe in the integrity and the wisdom. You might have the old qualification in the world. You might have 4 degree, 5 degree, and you get to a position and you'll not be able to perform. But we talk about wisdom. It's just like when Solomon became the king of Israel, he went to God, God said, ask me what you want. And he begged God for wisdom. And he was the wisest king. And he became rich. You see, he seek wisdom and was able to govern very well. And he did a lot, and the rest is history. So to me, I will look, yes, you attempt schools out, the rest is history. What can you do? What can you deliver? Do you have the content, you have the character, and you have the ability?
Let me disagree with him slightly. Well, disagree and agree. I agree that the paper qualification is not the basis. But when you say somebody was a military head of state, somebody was a petroleum minister under, those were regimes that were seized by the gun. They were criminal regimes in the scheme of things today. I mean, Buhari became head of state and he toppled a democratic government. I mean, how can you then give him a badge of honor and say that's a qualification? I think, to be honest, I think Atiku Abubakar is far more qualified intellectually. I mean, you saw the debate yourself, so we will not go there. We also want to look at what Atiku Abubakar has contributed to the country as a whole. He's built a school, a university. Atiku Abubakar has companies that are employing people.
Yeah.
Atiku Abubakar has shown himself not just to be more qualified in government, but outside government. How many people have been in government like Atiku Abubakar or Obasanjo as well, General Obasanjo, who have built businesses that will outlive them? And those are the things I look at. I think as a function of leadership, Atiku is far more qualified than someone who, has been elected, first of all, under, weird circumstances in 2015 with a lot of hate. In 1983, when we talk about him being head of state, it was through the barrel of the gun. So, for me, it's subjective, but I would disagree with him on that.
Well, all over the world, Buhari went to a conference in Jordan, and you watched the conference, and people stood. You see, in this part of the world in which we are in the UK, we as Nigerians individuals, I personally, I speak to a lot of MP.
Yeah.
They know we have a president. They are not even talking about his qualification. They are talking about what he's achieving, what you are able to do, the content, the character, the integrity. This man said, I have never accepted bribe in my life before. Yes, he mentioned Atiku, fleet of business. All these things are questionable. Nigerians are even worried. Atiku come on board and said, I'm going to sell NNPC. I'm going to sell NNPC to my friends. My friends are entitled to be rich as... Yeah, those are the things that...
But you know why Nigerians are really worried is because this is a post-election period. But most of the discussion we're having now is pre-election. So why are we having such discussion now?
Let me just cut in and say this.
Yes.
Right? What you see, this is the problem that I have with this government. The elections are over. You are winding down the government. The best news we've heard since the elections is that the ministers are handing in notes. And I mean, who cares about that? The stock market crashed after the election. Look, even in 2015, when President Buhari won the election, the stock market reacted in a good way, like, wow, this might be a change for Nigeria. But this time around, it's second term. It has never happened in the history of the country. We're talking about massive unemployment. We're talking about, look at the security issues. People getting shot by police every day, youths resorting to all sorts of vices. The whole country has lost its soul. And that worries me more than anything else. And that after an election, we're talking about the process of the actual elections, which is the voting, the counting of votes. But yet they go and say, oh, your candidate is from Cameroon. I mean, it just shows you that we have an absence of leadership. And I've always complained about that we need a leader who will even galvanize. by his movement alone, Atiku will be like, maybe I should just wait for this man to finish his term.
Hold on, sorry. Honorable Ajay, do you think the former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar, is not a citizen of Nigeria?
Well, you see, in politics, I always say the more you look, the less you see. All what my brother is saying is part of political jingoism. People bring story to distract. What he doesn't know, the APC government they've started running. The new administration is in place. Notes has been given to ministers to wind up to give their notes of handover. Things is happening, but there's distraction. Even in this country, in the last 3 years, the government has been talking about Brexit. The country is crying. What have you done? But our president and the government, they are focused. They say carry out their basic role. We are talking about recent killings and shooting, recent kidnapping. It's not
banditry.
It's not. Do you know? As at this morning, a vice chairman of a local government in Zamfara had been arrested because they link him sponsoring bandits, and he also gives information out to bandits. So he has been arrested this morning in Zamfara. There is peace and tranquility now in Zamfara. We will not blame the president. Yes, he's the president, he's the chief commander-in-chief, but he will not come to my local government. He is not the president that shot somebody in Lagos State. We saw the policeman that is talking to his people. We as a nation, we need to sit down. We need to drive agenda. We need to engage the government. How we expect PDP to start coming up now with issues rather than distracting the government, saying you won an election, it was rigged. Election, most 80% of 70% of people that are in APC today are from PDP. Most of the trick, the abracadabra that APC are using have been taught us from people that come from PDP. So it's just a matter of one outsmarting the other. But to me now, what we need to do as a nation, as an individual, to drive the agenda, to see how Nigeria can move forward, to build on the successes and achievement that the government has gotten. Look at the trader money. I was talking to somebody from this part of the world. Do you know in the history of Nigeria, for the first time, the most vulnerable people are being given is very small, 5,000, 10,000 naira, just like income support. And these are people that are targeted. Enumerators went down to give them to access, put their data on the computer, and they pay. Now this government is doing more with less. And he's talking about stock exchange. I don't know which news is reading. Last week, Nigeria investment, the stock boomed up. He said it boomed down. I don't understand. I mean, if you are talking of 2015, yes, this, but we have moved on. This is yearly. We are talking of unemployment. What caused unemployment? Unemployment is a reaction of bad administration that we had since 1999. I think
we're talking about moving forward, but we're still going backward.
Yeah, but
You've been in government for nearly 4 years.
Yeah, but if you don't look back, you will not be able to move forward.
Not only for you to look back, you've looked back the whole of the last 4 years. You say the PDP should forget their mandate and support you, abracadabra and all that. But let me be honest. The fact is that even within the APC, you talk about distractions. The APC is busy worrying about who is going to emerge as the speaker and the Senate president. That is a distraction. The APC is they're actually dictating to the House that this is the person that must emerge because they want a rubber stamp. Don't forget that there's separation of powers in our constitution, and the spirit of the constitution was such that the executive will be checkmated by the legislative houses and the judiciary. Today, the executive has hijacked both the legislative and judiciary arms of government. You know, when we talk about distractions, you bring distractions upon yourself by not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You talk about trader money and all those things. I just think that was just basically campaign gimmicks.
It was used to
because at the end of the day, since the campaign has ended and they've won the elections, have you seen the vice president sharing money anywhere?
It's not going. As of yesterday,
they have not. Maybe you
didn't see him physically.
It was quoted as saying it's even worse that I didn't see him physically. Because you see, when PDP says things, they say we're distracting them. But we did say before the elections that it's a bit uncomfortable that the whole vice president of the country will be the one going into markets to give people 10,000. It's a disservice to the people that they are asking them. I mean, there was a
is that not leadership coming closer to the people?
Look, I said there was a man with meat on his table who was a trader money beneficiary, but the meat on his table was worth probably 70 or 80,000, and he was being given 10,000. I mean, look, we need to stop. This APC won the elections on propaganda, and they're governing on propaganda.
When we come back, I'll give you the opportunity to respond to that. Okay, so we'll be going for a quick break, and so we could pay some bills, and that's an advert for our sponsor, Papil and Camille Hair and Beauty Limited.
Look like a supermodel with beautiful virgin hair products. The best real hair guaranteed with Pape and Camille Beauty Hair. Pape and Camille Beauty Hair products. 4-pack Brazilian Plus closure for £90. Special offer, Brazilian hair, 8 inches for £10, 10 inches for £12, 12 inches for £15. Lace wig frontal, 10 inches starts from just £55. Find these and other great deals with 100% guaranteed human hair at the Pape and Camille store in Brixton. Hop into our Brixton store today or go online with free next day delivery at pchairlimited.com. With Pape and Camille, you have the freedom to be really gorgeous.
Okay, thanks for staying with us. And of course, if you're just joining us, it's Rose on All Sides. And I have with me Honorable Adewale Felix Ajayi of the APC UK. And beside him is Babashola Kuti, political commentator. And we are discussing about the recent issues happening in Nigeria. He talked about the trader money, which you're going to respond.
Yeah, the trader money is not actually 10,000 naira, it's 50,000 naira.
50,000?
It's from 50,000 naira, 10,000 naira. When you pay back, you get upgrade. Now, why the vice president was on ground, while he was going all over, he was able to assess situation. You know Nigeria, you know our nature. You put enumerators out, you put people out to do jobs for you. They come back with feedback. They want to tell you what you want to hear. But when you are on the field, as the man was going around, people they were so happy. They could see one of their own. I mean, you see former governor of Ekiti State, when he will go to the cafeteria and sit and will be eating amala, and the people will say, "This is our own." You go to the joint to drink. People want to see you. While the vice president was there, people are saying, "We wish the president can do same." They want to feel him. They want to see the touch. They want to see. So it's nothing like, oh, it's too small, whatever. The man need to go. As they go out, they listen to people. He has his personal assistant, and others, they followed, and they make notes. And they go back to the drawing board to strategize. And then to carry on from what we sell as trader money never stop, they are using Bank of Industry. You go to their website, you fill your details in. As long as you have a registered business, a telephone that can be very valuable, you get a loan. And this loan is interest-free. And it's up to yesterday, as he sent the link of the bank to people, and then to you and me, 10,000 naira, 5,000 naira, 50,000 naira is nothing. But my sister, the woman selling pure water on my street, pure water is 5 naira. So a pack of pure water, is not more than 500 naira. So you give somebody like that 10,000 naira, wow, that is a capital. The woman selling a wedu, Mama Tayo that is selling all this smaller pepper, chili pepper, you give her 10,000, people don't even have that 10,000. So to those people, those are the target to lift common Nigeria, poor Nigeria. No, hold on. To lift common Nigeria. You might not agree with the policy. But you see,
it's not about the policy.
Where we are coming from.
It's not about the policy.
We have the government. Hold on. I'll allow you to
let me hold.
We had the government in. Imagine from 1999, if this policy has been on ground, imagine the effect that would have had now. But nothing was done. But we started. You don't see the plan and the upgrade that the country is going. Which money are we using? The money they are using to give to these vulnerable people, including the school feeding program, are the money recovered from the loot, Abacha loot, and the money that people have shared.
Okay,
so let me just say that, you do your investigation. Go to a market and ask those traders that they're talking about how much they pay. to area boys and local government and find out if it's no more than 10,000. I mean, we should stop deceiving ourselves. Basically what they did was an advanced form of vote buying. It was a disgrace. It was a shambles. Because you can't go out there and say you recovered stolen money and invest it in businesses by giving whoever you choose 10,000. There are videos that are circulating online. I don't need to bore you with all that. With people asking people for their voter card numbers and things. Look, at the end of the day, because the timing of the trader money thing was so bad, just before the elections, and it's just too much of a coincidence. You have to agree with me that it has stopped now. And let me talk about empowering businesses. The PDP has a different way of doing things. We don't believe in going to the markets to share money to people like as if they're beggars. We have something called You Win. They upgraded You Win they renamed it. But today, ask them, have they paid one single person who won You Win since they came into power? The answer is no. You see, the thing about, and I was telling you about qualification, it's about the mindset. SMEs, I mean, you live in the UK, so you know. You have an SME, you have bank loans, you have facilities guaranteed by government. They help you start. And the SME is the engine room of any economy. So essentially you have, in our time, SMEs employing 10 people, and there were thousands of them. There were at least 3,000 in between 2011 and 2015. Now, if 3,000 people were employing 8 people who are further empowered, you know what that means? The economy is growing, not mightily, but it's going slowly. But if I go to the market and share 10,000 at some unknown people, who the other scheme they had in Agric has failed as well. Because, you can't just empower people based on politics. You've got to empower them
I've only
based on
believed
strategy.
that the trader money would continue. That's an aside. These are pre-election discussions.
Exactly.
Let's talk about what's happening now. And the position of the candidate of the PDP is going to court. And then he said he would be calling on Google, IBM, and Microsoft to step up as witnesses concerning the data on the INEC server, which was allegedly deleted.
Well, you see, my friends in the APC always like to play games. They said, the server was never used. INEC had a procedure before the elections. They made the procedure public. I won't repeat what they said, but it's for everybody to go out and look for that procedure. And the procedure said that at every single polling unit, they would have records of the vote sent to a server. That was the procedure by INEC, not me. They said that for polling units, said that from ward, local government, state. The reason being that they wanted to make sure that along the way, if anything changed, it will show up. Unfortunately, when my brothers were going to manipulate results, they didn't remember that. They all just went and changed all the results and announced their winner, and that was fair and good. But obviously, PDP being clever by half. The server is not private property, it's public property. So they have every right to say, we want to see what data is on the server, and they looked at the data on the server, and it doesn't add up to what has been announced. Also, I'll have you know that, apart from that, let's even leave that technology part out. The actual forms that confirm the number of voters from ward to local government, they can't be found anywhere. INEC has not been able to produce the result that they used to announce President Buhari as winner. And that, I think, for me, is the larger issue.
Is it true that INEC has not been able to?
That's shocking. See, it's
public knowledge. Don't trust me.
Let me educate you.
Don't trust me.
See the way the election was run. From the PE unit, the polling unit, at the end of the voting, each agent, each party are given the result sheet. We have our own situation room. So as results is being given in each polling unit, it goes from the polling unit to the ward, from the ward to the AG area, from the AG area to local government, and then to state. Now, at each of these stages, we have a result. APC have the result, PDP have the result, the master copy, the copy goes to the police, everybody that's party to the election have a copy. So there's nothing like you go, okay, it's duplicate. If I change mine, yours, it cannot be changed. INEC cannot be changed. And after the result has been collated and announced, you signed. So we knew how our figure in our own situation because every of our agents gives us feedback. PDP have theirs. What's it called? ANEC have theirs. All the election materials, they are in the strong room. They are available. I mean, he said they cannot find that. Come on. How can that be possible? I'm not speaking for ANEC. Exactly. But if ANEC will tell you, but as somebody that has participated in election and know how election are run, you have copies. Even the election in 2015, the result is still available. It's not destroyed. Okay, it's kept.
But Rose, can I ask you a question? You saw what happened in Kano, in the rerun elections in Kano.
The governorship election.
You saw what happened in Rivers. In a situation where people are shooting, maiming PDP supporters and voters and agents, and you saw where in Kano, an NGO said that they actually chased all the observers, the PDP agents, all the other agents away from there, and they still announced the result from that polling unit. So you answer a question. If that was done, how would the PDP agent have a copy of that result? You see, I always deal in fact.
Had the election result in Adamawa and Bauchi. That they want. You are very intelligent and you live in this part of the world. Please, let us leave those petty, like what Rose said, those stupid idea that people have to say, oh, people are chased away, we are beating.
Did you not see it, Rose? Did you not see it?
Tell me what happened in Bauchi. So people are not beating in Bauchi. APC was the sitting governor. We are in charge of security and everything. What happened in Benue? The Benue governor shouted, oh, they plan to rig. Police is coming. Eventually, people voted for him, he won. In Rivers, eventually, ANEC saw what they are doing. APC was not a party to the election where PDP won. Look at your state. Sheyi Makinde is a friend. PDP, he won't come out and say, oh, how come? Don't mention Kanu.
Did you hear violence in your state?
Mention, there's somebody
got shot. One guy got shot. But
one guy is a member of House of Reps.
Did you hear that anybody went somewhere and chased people away?
Oh yes.
Did they postpone elections in
what I'm saying is, all the places that PDP won election, how come we are not making issues?
That PDP won an election does not mean the election was not mad. Please let us get this
exactly. So don't push the blame on PDP, on APC to say, oh, they chase people the way would have gotten so much vote.
The police, the DSS, the military. APC. We saw videos from Rivers State with the military shooting, and I'm not going to repeat all these things because it's not.
At the end of the day,
we're talking about things that
APC now won.
APC did not even contest.
So what is the interest of APC?
Exactly. Those are the kind of
things.
So
is APC the police now?
APC.
Or why are you putting APC in Rivers?
APC carried soldiers and took them to Rivers to go and shoot at people to disrupt the elections, just to make sure that they did everything to frustrate Wiki. And they did this all over the country. And that is the reason why we're in court. Because you see, for me, it's very important, like I said to you, even if we don't win this court case, and I sincerely doubt if the judges are fair and they're disciplined, there's no way they will not cancel the elections and declare Atiku winner.
Would you want the president, the courts, to cancel this election and for us to have another one? I mean, billions were spent in this last election.
I mean, let me tell you something. There's no cost. People died in this election.
Yeah.
That is the ultimate cost. So there's no amount of money you can tell me we're going to spend. I'm only worried that if we have another election, APC will be more desperate and more people will die. That is my only fear. If it was like they say, okay, this election will all play fair. Look, at the end of the day, when people go to vote and you know that you're not popular, you will step aside and go. It's not only in a presidency that we lost election. We lost election at some other states. And our candidates congratulated the winners. You see, the thing for me is that we shouldn't say because there's no perfect election, don't get me wrong. But we shouldn't say because we are trying to protect, let's just move on we're always moving on with stuff. Let us do things properly so that tomorrow, when you are in that leader, if President Buhari really won the election or Atiku wins the election, when he's in that seat, he knows that the only person he has to worry about is the people. I must make these people happy, if not, I'm gone. And that is what we're trying to get to as a country. And that, for me, that is very important.
Look at the margin of victory. You could see that the Nigerians, they love Buhari. Do you know that some PDP aspirants were putting Buhari's picture, adopting Buhari as their candidate? Now, the people came out to really vote. And you can see the margin. We are talking of over 1 million, about 2 million votes. Imagine. Now, when you look at the pattern and the way people voted, and then the way they voted during the presidential election, and the way they voted in the governorship election, you will see the real love for the president. He's a popular man. But you see, there's nothing I can say that will convince my brother to say, yes, we all know. I mean, there's no perfect election anywhere. The election in Indonesia, like I was wanting to tell you this morning, the man that was winning, his opposition said is winning as well. So there was confusion in Indonesia. So there's nothing I could say to him, because if I am defeated in an election as well, I will come out and say, oh, it was rigged, I lost that. Not many people will come out to say, oh, it was fair and fair. Let's move on.
This election, then again, with the information in the media, it's now going away from the party lines into individuals.
Yeah.
So why are we going there?
Now, they brought that rumor that say Buhari is fake. Buhari is
yes, because hold on.
The PDP,
no, because
the official PDP position, or some people just said that.
The candidate of the PDP has asked for DNA of President Buhari.
That isn't the true story.
Wait,
is that not the true story? Okay.
Wait.
No, when is
so he didn't ask. But it is correct that Atiku is not. I mean, for the APC people actually says Atiku isn't born Nigerian.
Okay, but you see, if that is the case, then we have to do a big security investigation, because you see, one of the things I like.
Why would you want to think that isn't the case?
No, because first of all, let me explain something to you that people don't understand. I was born in Britain, but I can be president of Nigeria.
How can you be president of Nigeria?
That's why I said that the people want to translate the constitution very loosely.
No, when you're
I was, but the governors.
What's the constitutional requirement?
The governors
to vie for the office of the president.
The constitution allows you to have a dual nationality.
Exactly. It says you must be by birth.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be by birth because you were born in Nigeria. You have to be Nigerian by birth. Which means that if your parents are Nigerian, you're a Nigerian.
You see, before they do the border, let me clarify something for you, Rose.
Yes.
You see, we're going to go back to 1951.
People are playing with the little fat they know. Where they said Atiku was born, in those days, those places are part of Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes.
But when they did the border delineation, there's this one of Professor Asiwaju, Professor, I will remember his name. Abacha appointed him as a boundary commission. When they did boundary delineation, those places now.
So Abacha belonged to the part that was ceded to.
Not Abacha.
I mean, sorry, apologies. Atiku belonged to the part that was ceded to.
But you see, in those times, that used to be part of Nigeria.
But doesn't it have a right to say, I want to be in this country
God
or
bless
the
you.
other
Exactly.
country?
The people voted in 1951 to say they wanted to be part of Nigeria. End of story.
Sorry. He carries Nigerian passport.
Yeah, he has been vice president of Nigeria.
Like what I was saying to you.
Then why do we even have to touch that argument?
Yeah, so this is what Nigeria, you see, the social media, it's just the politics. You see the way, the kind of politics that we play. Look at even in this country. Labour Party, they will tell you about anti-Semitism, this and that. You spoke about the Jew. Is that what you are using for governance? You are erasing, all those things.
I think to be honest, that the bar for governance has to be raised a lot higher.
Of course, definitely. But I remember the chairman of the Peace Accord Committee, the former president.
Abubakar.
Yes. Yeah, he approached the former vice president. And asked him not to go to court.
He didn't say that.
He advised him. Congratulations.
He didn't say that.
No, he didn't.
No.
He didn't. I can tell you for free.
Okay, just hold on. Your candidate has been advised by several elder statesmen to congratulate the winner, and then let's look forward to working hand in hand.
No,
but why does your candidate feel he needs to go to court?
Because
is
this right? I know is this right, because I remember President Muhammadu Buhari was also going to court several times. several
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
But does he think he could actually win with the evidence
He could,
claims?
he could.
The evidence he claims he has.
You know, without
Talking about the
a
INEC
doubt,
cipher.
again, I say without a doubt, the election was rigged. I mean, without a doubt, there is
how?
no doubt in my mind.
How?
I've played politics since I was 22. I'm nearly 50. If I tell you the elections were rigged, most elections are rigged, I'll be honest with you,
Okay.
in one way or the other. But this election was basically a show of force. It was like, do whatever you can, bring out the results, we will defend it later. Because I'll tell you what is so scary for me. Before the elections and this Onoge thing started, somebody actually whispered to me that it isn't about, we think that it's about the River State issue. That it is that the government has seen beyond that. It looks like they will not win the election. And they wanted to hijack the Supreme Court. I'm not saying this is a fact. I'm just somebody whispered it to me. And I thought, nah.
Who could have whispered? Who is that whisperer?
This was just somebody's thoughts.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's not fact. So it's just, that this thing, I'm suspecting that it's because they think they may win the election or they may lose it. Or if they win it, it might be under contentious circumstances. So they want to be able to have a court that they feel that will do their bidding. And I thought to myself, oh my God, please. But now when I look at the whole coloration, how badly, look, the elections were rigged badly. I'm saying it now, that INEC does not have results to back the election. And I've said it now, but let's wait and see what happens in court.
That's what you have said that is blanket.
No, let's
On the other side.
INEC prove
So what you have just you had what the CJ the court what they decided on Onoge case.
Yes.
It has not the CCT. Onoge, somebody wrote a petition.
So Buhari's former secretary, by the way, wrote a petition. The person that wrote the petition used to work for Buhari.
Oh no, don't leave that. So
you can't leave it now. You have to ask.
Whoever. A petition was written, and investigation was carried out.
Correct.
And it was the fact. Was it Buhari that put the money in his account? Was it Buhari that? Because we don't know the fact. Everybody were fighting. Oh, it's whatever. It's because whatever. We had a report that Onobe was part of Dubai trip that was in Dubai with PDP. We had pictures. Okay. Now somebody
have you seen the pictures?
Yeah.
Rose, have you seen the pictures?
We have seen the picture.
Public?
Well, hold on. So, somebody wrote.
That's why I said I like courts.
Somebody wrote a petition. Yeah. Somebody wrote a petition. They investigated, and everybody can now see to say this man. In fact, you need to listen to Clark. He said in his life he has been a lawyer for a long time. He has not seen that. And based on what he said again about results, yes, Atiku is entitled to go to court. Okay. He's entitled to, if he has the conviction and the will that he won the election. In fact, we'll even give him some lawyers free of charge to help him to push his case. But to me, every party have result of the election, and we have us in our situation room, and it has us, and we know we won.
Thank you very much. I must say thank you very much for coming
My
and
pleasure.
for your argument.
It was a pleasure being here.
Okay, we're all looking forward to inauguration, and then if the candidate of the PDP has a good case, of course, the election tribunal will
decide. Exactly.
They will decide and definitely put it through. I've been speaking to Babashola Kuti of the PDP and a former governorship aspirant in Lagos State, and of course Honorable Adewale Felix Ajayi, member Special Advisory Committee of the APC United Kingdom Presidential Campaign Committee. And before we go, I just must let you know a paid announcement. The APC would be having a APC UK Victory Dinner on the 4th of May 2019. And of course, the special guest of honor will be Honorable Chibuke Rotimi Amechi, the Minister for Transportation, and His Excellency Boss Mustafa. And of course, like I said before, the date of the event is the 4th of May 2019. And the time is 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. No African time, please. And be remembered, as summer approaches, we are offering you a giveaway prizes to cover your event, and of course, broadcast here live in our live studios of Ben Television. We would come, cover your event, give you a fantastic documentary feature style, and of course, put it on air. Our prices are simply affordable. Thank you very much for watching, and I must say thank you to all our viewers and of course our sponsors, Papil and Camille Hair and Beauty Limited. My name remains Rose Peter Graham, and you've been watching Rose on Allsides. Take care. Bye-bye.
Look like a supermodel with beautiful virgin hair products. The best real hair guaranteed with Pape and Camille Beauty Hair. Pape and Camille Beauty Hair products. 4-pack Brazilian Plus closure for £90. Special offer, Brazilian hair, 8 inches for £10, 10 inches for £12, 12 inches for £15. Lace wig frontal, 10 inches starts from just £55. Find these and other great deals with 100% guaranteed human hair at the Pape and Camille store in Brixton. Hop into our Brixton store today or go online with free next day delivery at pchairlimited.com. With Pape and Camille, you have the freedom to be really gorgeous.